Last class we have seen the design guidelines for designing a PCB. That is, design guidelines means the board parameters of. That is the trace spacing, trace width, via space. That is via space in terms of pad space and drill space. And then this is screen size. Then the pad size. Then we have compared the design guidelines of two manufacturing houses, that is Nextlogic Technologies and Capital Electronics. We have compared the design guidelines of two different technologies. In design guidelines, we had two types. One is standard processing. Another one is high speed processing, high density processing. We have discussed the both in detail, and then we saw polygon. There is a polygon is nothing but a non-electrical line drawn on the PCB for adding some annotations like that. And then we saw the properties of a polygon and all we saw in the next class. Today we will see application oriented design. As application oriented means, till now we have seen all those design, how we are designing and what are the design parameters in terms of theoretical orientation. Here we will see application oriented design. Okay, this is our third unit. We start our third unit today. So we are going to discuss application oriented design using a software known as ECEDA tool. I hope you all remember this software. We have seen it in the previous class. Okay, now we will see about this ECEDA tool. This ECEDA is a PCB designing software tool, and it's a simple and friendly tool. And this tool is available in online, so we can access this tool from anywhere. So only now we have referred this tool, and it also has open source projects, thousands of open source projects, and BOM export. BOM export means bill of materials. So using this ECEDA tool, we can work from anywhere, anytime, using any devices. That is, you can use it in laptop or a personal computer. Likewise, you can use this ECEDA software tool. Next, we'll see bill of material. Go to slide number 3. BOM is the short form of bill of materials. This bill of material is a complete list of components required for manufacturing a PCB board. Okay, that is what are the components list required for manufacturing the PCB is given in the bill of materials. In the figure provided in the slide 3, you can see the bill of materials. The top image, that is the top table, represent a correct example of bill of materials. See, the bottom image represents the wrong example of bill of materials. First we will see the correct example. Just look into the top table provided in the slide number 3. See, first we are having the components. The components means what are the resistors or what are the ICs, what are the amplifiers you are going to use for designing the particular PCB board. Then the additional parameters, that is the tolerance, the voltage, and then the parts per minute. All those additional parameters required for specifying those components are given in the additional parameters. And then next, the package is given. This is what type of package is used for the component is specified. Then the quantity of the component. This how much capacitor you need, how much IC you need, how much microcontroller you need. Likewise, you can specify it in terms of quantity. And then we will go for manufacturer or supplier detail. This manufacturer or supplier detail is not essential for little components like resistor, capacitors and all. Because all these resistor capacitors doesn't vary because All this resistor capacitor doesn't vary much with the manufacturer, but for some ICs, for a microcontroller which you're using, this manufacturer or supplier details is essential because those ICs or the microcontrollers varies depending upon the manufacturer, and then we can give some additional components. If this particular component, okay, if a particular component is not available in the market means, then what component we can use. Okay, see in that example for 22 picofarad, if it is not available means you can use 27 picofarad as replacement component. Like that they have provided. And then for 1K5, this 1K5 is nothing but 1.5 kilo ohm resistor. That is only represented as 1K5. 1K5 is 1.5 kilo ohm resistor. Here in the requirement list, 1.5 kilo ohm resistor with 1% tolerance is provided. But if it is not available means we can also use the component 1.5 kilo ohm which has 5% tolerance. Okay. Likewise, we can specify some alternative components if possible. It is not necessary one. If possible, we can specify the alternative components if those components are not available in the market. And next, we'll see the below table. See in the below table, the first case, the operating voltage is missing. Okay, there is a for the capacitor the operating voltage is missing. We have to specify the operating voltage of capacitor because if our PCB works on a certain capacitance voltage value, but that capacitor can't withstand that voltage means say 20 volt. If the specification of the capacitor is 10 volt and hence it can't withstand 20 volt, then the okay. For example, a capacitor say 22 picofarad can withstand 50 volt. Here in the details, 50 volt is given, but if the voltage may be 230 volt as per our AC application, then this capacitor can't withstand this voltage. Then it will get burst. After fabricating in the PCB, if the capacitor fails means it is a serious problem for the designer, manufacturer as well as the user of the product. So all those details have to be given clearly in the bill of materials. Why we need this bill of materials means after designing the PCB board in software tool, we'll be generating this bill of materials. This bill of materials will include all the details. Likewise, we have seen here so that it will be used for purchasing that components in real life and manufacturing a PCB board in real world environment. So only we have to use this bill of materials in real world example. Okay. In the last case and all, the package and manufacturer. That is for IC LM2902, the package, the type of package as well as the manufacturer is missing. The IC may vary depending upon the manufacturer also. Okay, so it is mandatory to give the manufacturer details as well as a package. What type of package it is, whether it is dual in package or it is circular in package. Likewise, we have to specify the package also. Okay, so bill of materials should include all those details. Why you need this bill of materials? This bill of materials is useful for manufacturing or that is for fabricating the PCB in real world. First of all, you will design the PCB using software and when all those parameters are correct and it is verified, then you will go for real world environment. So for that you need this bill of materials to purchase all those components in real life. Okay. Next, go to slide number 4. we will see the features of this EasyEDA software tool. Okay, this EasyEDA software tool has design rule checking. Design rule checking means the schematic diagram or in the netlist or in the PCB layout, if you have any design rule violation, you have already seen the design guidelines and some design rules. There is any violation in the design rule, then using this design rule checking in the software, we can check if there is any violation or not. There isn't any violation, you can proceed with the PCB designing. Okay. This EasyEDA tool supports multi-layer PCB fabrication, but it supports only 6 copper layer. Okay. Then here, after designing the PCB or during the schematic stage or during the netlist stage, we can export the document. Export means we can convert our schematic diagram into PDF, or we can convert it into PNG. PNG means that is an image format file, or we can convert it into SVG file format. SVG file format is a animated file format. Okay. Here, to export a file means if you are having some file, that is if you are having a schematic diagram or a circuit diagram, if you want to export that circuit diagram into this EasyEDA software, okay, that is exporting. For that, the file of circuit diagram should be in the JSON format. Okay, so this EasyEDA source file export format is JSON format and it supports exporting file. Okay. Next, we can generate the Gerber file. We all know what is Gerber file. This is a design file. Then we can also export pick and place file. Okay, first of all, we will see what do you mean by pick and place file. Pick and place file is a list of all components on the design and their XY coordinates or rotation in it. Okay, this bill of materials includes list of all components and its specification, manufacturing details, package and all. This pick and place file includes all the components and its XY coordinates, because we'll be placing all those coordinates in a sheet. That sheet will have XY coordinates similar to your linear graph. Okay. After picking a component and placing it in the sheet, this is the working space. This pick and place file will note down the XY coordinate of a particular component. For example, if you're choosing a resistor and placing it in the worksheet, in the pick and place file, the XY coordinate of that particular resistor will be recorded. Okay, that is pick and place file. We can have a separate pick and place file and then we can export it into the EasyEDA tool. Likewise also we can generate the schematic diagram. Then this EasyEDA tool supports auto router. Here we are having auto routing between the components. Then we can also have PCB module. From the schematic diagram, we can generate PCB module by using EasyEDA tool. So these are the features of EasyEDA tool. Next we'll see in detail about JSON format. Go to slide number 5. JSON is the abbreviated format of JavaScript object notation. Okay, this JSON is an open standard file format. Okay, this JSON format is nothing but a file format. It is similar to if you are saving a Microsoft Word document, then that extension will be .doc or .dox. Likewise, this working sheet in EasyEDA tool will be saved in format JSON format. The figure in the slide number 5 shows the JSON format. So this JSON format will include human readable text. So see in the figure, you can read the text. This name is DCIM, the type folder. Likewise, you can read it. Some file format will be in terms of machine language or it will be in terms of hexadecimal. It can read only by the software. But this JSON format includes text which is human readable. And we can also store it and we can transmit it as some data objects, that is object file. It also consists of attributes, value pairs, and array data types. Attribute value pair means, look in the example figure provided in the slide number 5. See, we are having name, type, path, items. So these are the attributes. And the value of the attribute name is DCIM. The value of attribute type is folder. Likewise, we are having attribute and value pairs in JSON format. And then we are having array data type. See, in the items, we are having a square bracket. This empty square bracket, we can also fill some value there. This is an array value. So only we can have this array data type in JSON format also. Okay, this is the JSON format. Next, we will see the design flow in ECEDA software tool. Go to slide 6. Here in ECEDA software tool, first we'll be opening a editor window. Okay, this ECEDA tool will be an online tool, so we'll be using this https eceda.com. Okay, eceda.com is a website used for this ECEDA software tool, and in that first we will go to editor window and then we will check whether the project is existing or not. Project means you can create your own folder and that folder is known as project. First, while entering into the ECEDA tool, you'll be creating your own folder, that is your project folder, and in that project folder you can have several schematic diagrams. Okay. First you will see this project exists or not. If your project is not there means, then you can create a new project. If the project already exists means, you can create a new schematic, that is new schematic diagram. Okay. If your project doesn't exist also, you can create a new project and then go for new schematic diagram creation. The schematic diagram will be created by means of SCH libs or PCB libs. This is the choosing file format. Okay, this schematic library, PCB library, or the options which is available in the ECEDA tool. Okay, that is what this schematic library or PCB library exists means. You can go for schematic capture. That is, you can draw the schematic. If it doesn't exist means you have to create a new schematic library and PCB library. And then we will check whether there is a need for simulation or not. After drawing the schematic diagram, we'll be checking whether we need to have a simulation or not. If we need to simulate the schematic diagram, then you will click the simulate option, and if it is success or not. If it is success means you will convert the schematic diagram into PCB. The schematic diagram simulation is not success means again you will be checking whether there is any mistake or not. Again you will be drawing the schematic diagram and then you will be converting the schematic diagram into PCB. Here you will be checking whether the converted version is good or not. If it is not good also, we will go back to the process and then we will be creating a new schematic and then we will be generating the PCB. And after generating this PCB layout, this flow chart is provided in the two slides, slide number 6 and slide number 7. Just go to the continuation provided in slide number 7. So once this PCB layout is generated, we can check for design rule check. Design rule check only is DRC check, means design rule check. We'll be checking for the design whether there is any violation or not. If there is any violation, then you will be checking the PCB layout again, or you will be creating the PCB layout again. If it is good means you will be going for photo view. Photo view is nothing but a preview of your PCB layout design. You will be previewing the PCB layout whether it is good or not. If it is not good means you will be going back to the design rule check and then we'll be correcting it, and then we'll be coming back to the photo view. Now, after the photo view, we'll be generating the Gerber files. That is, we'll be exporting the Gerber file. And then also we'll be previewing our Gerber file, whether it is good or not. If the Gerber file is good means, we'll be generating, or that is, we'll be exporting the pick and paste file from the Gerber file. Okay. And finally, the PCB fabricate. Finally, this PCB fabricate and component assembly will be done. For making this PCB fabricate and component assembly, we need a bill of materials list. This bill of materials is obtained when you are converting the schematic diagram into PCB layout. See, after the conversion of schematic to PCB, you are having this export BOM list in the right side of the flowchart. After exporting this BOM list, you can purchase it. For purchasing only, that link one click buy components is provided, because in our software tool we may have some component and we may not have some component. For the components which is not available in the software, that is Easy EDA, we can purchase it using the website one click buy components. Okay. After purchasing all those components and using the available components, we'll be fabricating and assembling the PCB board. And then finally, this ECEDA can ship the PCBs to you. Okay, that is the final PCB will be available and it will be given to us. Okay, so these are the design flow in ECEDA software tool. I hope you all can remember. That is, first we'll be creating a schema. First of all, we'll be creating a project. If a project is available, you'll be drawing the schematic in the project. If it is not available, we have to create a project file, and from that project file, we'll be drawing the schematic capture. Then if it is necessary to simulate means, we will simulate. The simulate success means we'll be going for the next stage. That is, convert the schematic into PCB. The simulation is not success. If it is failed means we'll be again drawing the schematic diagram and then we'll be simulating until it becomes success. After that, we'll be converting the schematic into PCB. This PCB layout will be subjected to design rule checking. After checking the design rules, then it is given to photo view. That is, we'll be previewing our design view, and then the Gerber file will be exported from the photo view. This Gerber file will also be previewed. If it is good means we'll be obtaining the pick and paste file from the Gerber file. Simultaneously, the bill of materials file will also be obtained from the converting schematic into PCB with the bill of materials. We can purchase the components which is not available in the ECEDA software tool in the website. One click buy components. With that, we can fabricate. We can PCB fabricate and we can assemble the components. After it, finally, this ECEDA will ship that PCB to you. Okay. So these are the design flow in designing a PCB board using ECEDA software tool. I hope you all can understand it. Okay, till now, we have seen the theoretical steps in ECEDA tool. Next, you will see how we can draw a schematic diagram in ECEDA tool. Go to slide number 8. See in slide number 8. First of all, this ECEDA tool can be available to you by just clicking EC space EDA in or EC without space in Google search box. If you're searching ECEDA in the Google search box, the first link is a software tool. So click that ECEDA online PCB design and circuit simulator link. So after clicking the link, your window will appear as shown in the slide number 9. So go to slide number 9. So the first window in ECEDA tool will be like this. So here we have to register an account. Okay, you can create your account by means of your Gmail. So first of all, you register in this ECEDA online tool. So once you have registered already, you can log in with your Gmail account. If you have already registered means just click login button and give your Gmail ID and password. If you haven't registered means register it by using your email ID. Okay. After logging in into ECEDA online tool, click ECEDA designer option. This option is highlighted by means of this yellow color arrow in slide number 9. I hope you all can see. So first you have to click ECEDA designer. So everyone hear it carefully because there will be an assignment for designing the schematic diagram. Each and every one will be given a separate assignment and you all will be asked to capture the image and send it to us. And mark will also be allotted for that assignment. So listen carefully. If you have any doubt, you can ask in between or in the end of the session also. Okay, listen everyone. So after logging into this ECEDA tool, click ECEDA designer option. So after clicking that, the window will appear as shown in the slide number 10. See, the window will appear like that. Here, you can have an account, look on your account. See, using an orange arrow, it is marked as that is your Gmail account and your workspace, and you're having a logout option also. You can go through it. Let's go to slide number 11. For drawing the schematic diagram, you'll be changing the mode to simulation mode. For that, you have to click change simulation mode. The change simulation mode is highlighted using a orange circle in slide number 9. Sorry, in slide number 11. So everyone see slide number 11. In slide number 11, change to simulation mode is available. Click it. After that, go to slide number 12. So once you entered into simulation mode, you can create a new project. So our first step is creating a new project file because you are new to this software. So first you have to create your own project file. For creating your own project file, go to slide number 12. In slide number 12, you are having an icon on the top side. It's similar to your folder like that. That icon is a document icon. Okay. So you can click that icon and below you need to select a new button. After that, you'll be selecting project. Okay. So click that folder symbol icon and then new, then project. Once you created a new project, the window will appear as shown in the slide number 13. So go to slide number 13. In slide number 13, see, there is a new project dialog box. In that dialog box, you can enter the title of your project. You can give any name. In that bonus space, you will be having your name given in the Gmail ID. So after giving the title, click Save button. After giving Save button, go to slide number 14. The window as shown in the slide number 14 will be appeared. Okay. The window in the slide number 14 show after you have created your new project. See that square box is your working area. Within that only you need to place the component and you'll be connecting the wires between the component. Okay. Likewise, you'll be drawing the schematic diagram within that square box. You can change your name of the working sheet. For changing the name of your working sheet, go to slide number 15. In slide number 15, at the bottom you can see title sheet 1. If you are double clicking that rectangular box, see a toolbox on the right side is shown. In that, in the text, see that is orange marked. Is marked in orange circle, and in the text box you can give your own name of your sheet. You can give any name. You can give name like that, or simply you can click that sheet 1 given in the working area. You can double click that sheet 1 and you can give your name and press enter key. And company name is also shown here. This is because a company can design their own PCB. Like as a company, here you can give our college name. See the date and time and the author. The author name will come automatically drawn by as your Gmail account name. So date and time will be shown here. Okay. Next, go to slide number 16. See in slide number 16, a sample diagram, a sample title is given as op-amp, and then the company name is given here as National Engineering College. Then the date will come automatically. Likewise, now we have created a workspace. That is, we have created a project and we have given the name for it and we have given the company name. Then go to slide number 17. After creating the project, we have to select the component and then here we have to place that component. For that, in slide number 17, see the Spice Lib. It is marked in orange circle. You can click that Spice Lib. A dialog box like this will open. In that, everyone choose system option, SPY symbol. That is in the type, choose SPY symbol, and then in the classes choose system, and you can choose anything. Here, a simple circuit is shown using an op-amp. So op-amp is searched in the search box available. See in the top where this op-amp is written is the search box. You can type your component name and you can search. By searching like this, there will be a list of components available. Here from the list you can choose your op-amp. In the left side also some analog devices and digital devices are available. You can select it and you can also use those component also. Okay. You can select the components using EasyEDA tool by means of this Spice Lib, or see the above icon EELib, EELIB. That option is also used for choosing the components, and that screenshot I have provided in the Skype chat room. So kindly everyone go through it. So in the Skype chat room, so everyone go back and see the Skype chat room. In that I have given an image. Above the image I have given selecting components using EELib option. So kindly open that image. I hope you all have opened it. So go back to the Skype chat room and open the image given in the Skype chat room. Above the image I have specified selecting components using EELib option. You see? If you see that image means while clicking this EELib option, you will be having this symbols of different components. See the ground, VCC, resistor, capacitor, and so on. All the components symbols are shown there. You can simply double click that component and you can place it on the worksheet available. Okay, like this also you can draw the place the choose the component from EELIB, that is EE library, and place it on the worksheet. The worksheet is nothing but the rectangular box available. Okay, see here I have drawn a sample circuit. Likewise, you can place it on the worksheet, every component here. Okay, then go back to the slide. Now everyone kindly go back to the PPT. So in PPT, go to slide number 17. In PPT, in slide number 17, it shows you can also choose the component by means of Spice Lib also. Okay, here also you can click that component and place it on the worksheet. Okay, go to slide number 18. The slide number 18 shows a sample circuit using op-amp. So here you'll be placing all those components. If you want to rotate a selected components means you have to select the component and press R key in the keyboard or press spacebar key in the keyboard. For rotating a particular component, select that component and press R key in the keyboard or spacebar key in the keyboard. To flip vertically, that is to flip upside down, you have to bring that component upside down means you can choose Y key in the keyboard. for choosing, that is for flipping the component upside down, that is vertically. Means you'll be choosing Y key in the keyboard. If you want to flip the component horizontally, that is you have to rotate the component in horizontal. That is, you have to flip it in horizontal, means choose X key in the keyboard. Okay, these are some shortcut for rotating and flipping vertically and horizontally in this worksheet. Okay, before rotating, you have to select that component and press it. Okay, so once you click that component and place it, there will be option for placing more number of components. You need only one component, means after clicking the component once in the worksheet, press escape key. Okay, once you have placed that component, press escape key and then select another component and then place it. Likewise, you can place all those components in the worksheet, and then after placing that worksheet components in the worksheet, see in the image provided in the slide number 18, the green lines represent wire. See in the figure shown in the slide number 18, here op amp is used, then two resistor, then ground is used, and then this in and out of ports. Okay, that in and out or ports, you can choose it. This in and out or ports it can be chosen from the wiring tools toolbox. See, this wiring toolbox is available on the right top. The toolbox is named as wiring tools. I hope you all can see it. Wiring tools. This is in the right side, top of the slide. There's a wiring tools. In that wiring tools, the first row, the last icon represent input and output. Okay, using that you can give input and output. In that wiring tools toolbox itself, we are having ground symbol. See, using that itself, you can choose ground symbol. The ground symbol is available in the first row of the wiring tools toolbox itself. Below you are having VCC symbol and then plus 5 volt symbol. Likewise, we are having so many useful symbols in this wiring tool. In the wiring tools, in the first row, the first icon represents wire. Okay, for connecting the components using wires, you will be choosing that wire icon. Okay, wire is the first icon available in the wiring toolbox. I have highlighted that icon in the image provided in the Skype chat room. I request you all to go back to the Skype chat room. Above that image, I have given the name wire for connecting components. Choose that. Choose that image. Go back to the Skype chat room. Everyone can view the image. That image, see, I have marked with the red color wire. Okay, using that button, you can connect wires between different components. This wiring is similar to your wiring in PSpice. I hope you all remember how we have drawn the circuit in PSpice. Likewise, you can draw the wire. Okay. So first, we'll be placing the component using PSpice library or EE library. After placing all the required components, you will be drawing the wire connection between all the components using the icon available in the wiring tool. Okay, you can give the input and output by means of the port symbol That symbol is also available in wiring tool toolbox. Okay. Once you have drawn the schematic diagram, you can save it. For saving it, you can go to the same folder shape icon where you have created new project. In that, you can select it and choose save button. Okay. You can choose save button, and once you have saved it, then it will appear in a sheet window. Okay. This is the project, and another one sheet will be appearing. Okay. Likewise, you can draw your own schematic diagram for any other circuit you want. Okay. Next, after drawing the schematic diagram, you can export it into the PNG format. For exporting into the PNG format, go to slide number 20. See in the slide number 20, after clicking the folder shaped icon, see there are several options coming below. Here you can choose that save button for saving your schematic diagram. For creating the image, that is for exporting the image from the schematic diagram, use export. Click that export button and then give PNG. If you have chosen an option like this, a dialog box will open. Now go to slide number 19. Go to slide number 19. See the export document dialog box will appear like this. Here, you have to click the option export. Once you give the option export, a schematic diagram will be converted into PNG. That is an image. After doing so, you can check the downloads in your PC or in your laptop. There will be having this image. Okay, the image of your schematic diagram which you have drawn will be shown there. Then this is an example for drawing the schematic diagram. Then we'll see how we can draw some ICs. That is how we can draw some pin diagram. For that, go to slide number 22. For drawing the pin diagram, you have to click that folder shape icon and then click new button. In that new, select schematic lib. Okay. First, we have chosen new project, and then for drawing schematic diagram, we have chosen new schematic. Now, for choosing this, for drawing the pin diagram, we have to choose new schematic lib option. After clicking the schematic lib option, the window will appear as shown in the slide number 23. Everyone go to slide number 23. Here, for example, NE555 IC is drawn here. That it is a 8-pin IC, and it is this IC will be rectangular shape. Okay, for this, so everyone look at the arrow indicated. See in the drawing tool, the arrow indicates the rectangle option. The rectangular option, click that rectangular option and click and drag in the worksheet. If you click and drag in the worksheet, then a rectangle will appear as shown in the figure 24. Sorry, in the slide 24. Now go to the slide 24. In slide 24, you can see a drawn rectangle. For drawing this rectangle, you have to click the rectangle icon in the drawing tool box and then click and drag the cursor in the empty space in worksheet. After clicking and dragging, then this NE555 square box, that is a rectangular box, is drawn. If you don't know about the particular pin diagram, then browse it in the Google, NE555 timer. Then there will be several pin diagram showing the image. From there you can see, or you can download the data sheet. In the Google search box, you can give the name as NE555 timer data sheet. Likewise, you can search it. After that, you can download the worksheet, the data sheet. Then you can see how many pin IC and what are the pins indicate. Similar to your AND gate and OR gate, you can see what are the pins of that particular IC in the data sheet of all the ICs. Okay. For drawing any ICs, that is for drawing any pin diagram, download that particular data sheet. For drawing any 555 timer, download the any 555 timer data sheet. In that, the pin diagram and the pin details will be provided. Okay. Here we have drawn the rectangular box. Then we have to place that pin. That pin will be selected by means of the option shown in slide number 25. So everyone go to slide number 25. In slide number 25, you can select the option as shown, and the pin is shown. You have to click it, and you have to click in the outer edge of the rectangular box drawn. Likewise, you can place the pin. Here it is a 8-pin IC. So in that rectangle, left side 4 pin is placed. First 4 pin is placed, and in the right side from the bottom to top, another 4 pin is placed. The pin while placing will automatically be numbered. Okay. For choosing this pin, you can use the shortcut P. You can also press P. Then this pin will be available. Okay. So go to slide number 26. See in slide number 26 how this pins are placed in the rectangle. If you have misplaced somewhere, means you can click that pin and click and drag it to the position where you need. Okay. If you have wrongly placed the pin in somewhere, means you can click and drag to the position where you need it. Okay. After placing each pin, kindly select escape key in the keyboard. Okay, see here. Above that pin, there is number 1, 2, 3 and all. And to the right hand side, or okay, for rotating that pin also, you can use R key in the keyboard or spacebar key in the keyboard. Okay. Because the pin will normally be placed as shown in the 1, 2, 3. See, for 8, 7, 5, 6 and all, it is placed in the rotated form. For that, you can use R key in the keyboard. And you can rename the pin as per the IC you have selected. Go to slide number 27. In slide number 27, you can see how this pin number is renamed. That is, for example, that 10 is selected. If you double click the 10 means in the right side, pin attributes dialog will open. In that, you can give the name and press enter. If you are doing so, you can change the name of each and every pin. Okay. Likewise, only the name of all the other pins are changed. But be careful, only that numbers inside that square box, inside the rectangular box is changed, not the pin number on the line. The pin number on the pin line shouldn't be changed. Okay. Likewise, we can give the name for the pins. Then we can name it as any 555 timer. For that, go to slide number 28. See in slide number 28, you can see the text icon available in the drawing tool. So you can click that text icon and place it on the rectangular box. And click that text box in the drawing tool and place it on the rectangle box. Then you can double click that rectangular box for giving the name. That is shown in the slide number 29. So kindly go to slide number 29. In slide number 29, see how the name 555 timer is given. See, for rotating this text box also, you can use R or spacebar key in the alphabet. R key or spacebar key in the keyboard. Okay. By double clicking the text box, you can have different names providing in the text box. If you double click the text box means the dialog as shown in the right side of slide number 29 appears. That you can give the name of your IC. Okay, like this we can draw an IC and give a name for it. In some IC there will be some clock signal given to that IC. To specify that clock signal, here in this 555 timer IC, the trigger, in that trigger will be normally giving a clock. Hope in digital electronics you might have studied the clock will be bubbled and an arrow will be given. To specify that, go to slide number 30. So simply to double click a pin. The double clicking the pin means, see the image in slide number 30. The pin number 2 is selected. While double clicking the pin number 2, a dialog box as shown in the right side will open. That scroll it to the bottom. You can see clock option. In that clock option, select yes. Now above the clock option, you are having dot. In that dot also, choose yes. Okay, I am repeating again. Select yes in the clock option and select dot in the clock option. This clock and dot option will be available once you click the pin, double click. A right dialog box will be available. In that, just to scroll down, you can find clock option and dot option. Just to make yes in the clock option and dot option. If you do so, you will be having the clock symbol as shown in the figure in 31. Go to slide number 31. We will be having the clock symbol as shown in the figure 31. But sometimes this clock will be available in right hand side. This bubble and the arrow. To flip it horizontally or for rotating it, you can use R button. If this clock option is available in some other direction, you can rotate it and bring it in the right direction by using R key in the keyboard or spacebar key in the keyboard. Okay. So in today's class, we have seen about the EasyEDA PCB designing software tool. What are the features in it and what do you mean by bill of materials? Bill of materials is a complete list of components that specifies what are the components required for manufacturing the PCB board. And then we saw about the JSON format. The JSON format is the exporting file format in EasyEDA tool. Then we saw the design flow diagram in EasyEDA tool. How this new project is created. After creating a new project, schematic diagram is created and then PCB layout is converted, then we'll be obtaining the design checking by using DRC check option. Then we'll be having photo view, that is preview of our PCB layout. Then we'll be exporting Gerber file. Then from that Gerber file, we can obtain pick and place file, and then using the bill of material obtained while converting the schematic to PCB as well as the pick and place file, you can fabricate and assemble the components. Finally, our ECEDA will ship our IC, ship our PCB board which we have designed, and then we have seen the steps for drawing the schematic diagram. How we have to draw the schematic diagram? First of all, we have to create an account in the ECEDA online tool by means of Gmail account. Then change it into simulation mode. In the simulation mode, create a new project and then save it. Then create a new schematic lib. Then save it. Then you can select and place the component from SpiceLib option or EELIB option. Either you can use the two option and place the component. Then for wiring, you will be choosing the wire icon available in the wiring tools. Likewise, you will be completing the schematic diagram. After that, you can export the drawn schematic diagram as PNG format by choosing the export PNG format option. And then we have seen how to create a pin diagram. The pin diagram, for drawing a pin diagram, kindly search the particular data sheet of the selected pin diagram. For the pin diagram, here we have chosen any 555 timer IC. It is a rectangular shape IC. So rectangular box is drawn. In that, it is a 8-pin IC. So 8 pins are placed and those pins are given some names, and the one of the pin is trigger pin. It has clock input. So the clock input is given by selecting clock and dot yes in the pin properties option. Okay. So these all things we have seen in today's class. There will be an assignment given to you for drawing your schematic diagram. So each and everyone will be given a circuit diagram. For that, you all have to draw a schematic diagram, and a sample pin diagram will also be given to you. You have to draw on it and submit it with a specified date. We will be mentioning the date also. So if you have any doubt in today's class, you can ask me.